Folks, one of the greatest joys that fighting games have to offer is the thrill of offline competition. And when it comes to tournaments, a lot of our favorite moments throughout history have been comebacks. Is there anything better than watching someone do the impossible, watching them bring back the match from the edge of defeat? It's really good stuff. So I've assembled for you a list of what I would consider to be the top 5 fighting game comebacks of all time. So these all happen in tournaments or exhibitions or things like that, and they were just impossible moments that I'll remember forever. I'm really never gonna forget these. By the way, you may notice that there's a certain moment that is gonna be absent from this list. I mean, you guys have all seen Evo Moment 37 a million times. I don't need to go over that one again, so I'm gonna try to go slightly more obscure than this one. So hopefully you guys will see some matches that you've never seen before. But with that, what do you say we hop into the list and start out here at number 5? Guys, before we get into it, I wanted to tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Wanted Dead. Wanted Dead is a cyberpunk-themed hack-and-slash action game made by the team behind Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. Since you guys are watching my channel, I already know you're a fan of things like stylish combos, highly technical combat, and brutal finishers. And Wanted Dead has all of those in spades, along with a unique 90s cyberpunk aesthetic, intense boss battles, and even a ton of mini games to enjoy in between fights. And also there's ramen. You can get points by eating ramen. If you have nostalgia for the era of gaming where levels were tightly designed instead of big empty open worlds, and every enemy you encounter feels like a real battle instead of just mindless mobs, then you'll definitely want to check out Wanted Dead. It's the type of game where you have to master your character and adapt to every enemy encounter if you want to stand a chance. It's a love letter to the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation of games, which is definitely a breath of fresh air compared to some of the AAA games coming out these days. I also really like that the game has a sense of humor, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's just ridiculous fun. Currently, you can get the game with a remarkable 60% off. This special offer is applicable to PS4 and PS5 until December 20th. Wanted Dead is also available on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. So act fast. Grab your copy now using my link in the description below and dive into the thrilling chaos. And thank you so much to Wanted Dead for sponsoring this video. Okay, first up, I wanted to look at some Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Here we have grand finals of EVO 2011. This is Viscant versus PR Balrog. And if you guys don't know, Viscant is using the Dark Phoenix strategy. So the idea here is Phoenix has a very small life bar, but if she dies with full meter, she comes back as Dark Phoenix, and Dark Phoenix is one of the strongest characters in the game. She is nearly unstoppable when she's in this form. So Viscant has successfully activated Dark Phoenix. She's coming in. She's wreaking havoc. You can see she just destroyed Wolverine on PR Balrog's side. Dante is coming in. He puts Dark Phoenix in the back to give her a chance to keep her life bar full. Hagar assist is coming in, and it's worth noting that Hagar damages himself as an assist when he comes in, so that's why Hagar's life bar is getting low, which is going to be the key way that PR Balrog is going to be able to bring this back. So he's fighting Dante versus Wesker here, but Wesker, considered very strong in the original version of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, has left PR Balrog with only Tronbon. And Tronbon, she's a strong assist character, but as a point character, she's not really amazing. She's a little bit slow. She relies on landing grabs and stuff like that. So she's going to have to fight this Hagar, who now has very low health, thanks to all that damage he took from being called as an assist. You can see the timer getting low as well. So PR Balrog is going to have to work fast here. Lands the throw, gets Hagar low, combos off the throw, but not able to kill. Gets thrown by Hagar into the corner. This is getting tough. I don't know about this super whiff to DHC into Dark Phoenix. So Dark Phoenix is now in, but she has the healing field active, so she'll be able to recharge any health that she loses. She combos into super. Tronbon is on practically a pixel here. But this is the moment right here. Run that back. So Dark Phoenix shoots these homing projectiles. So these are going to come down and hit Tronbon. But PR Balrog does level 3 grab super. So the projectiles are not going to be there. Because Phoenix has such a low life bar, this just one-shots Phoenix. Hagar's coming in. PR Balrog tries to chip out with the King Kobun, but mistimes it a little bit early, but manages to land the drill and put it away. What a comeback, man. That one is so epic. Tronbon, not a character you see that much anymore, but this really enshrined her in legend, in my opinion. Next up, we're looking at some Killer Instinct. If you guys haven't seen, Killer Instinct just came out with a new version for the first time in so many years. This game is so underrated. I definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't already. But we got Sleep playing Conra versus My God playing Saberwolf. And Conra is a very range-focused character, you know, wants to use the mummy bandages to keep you far away, wants to set out the plague of locusts. But you can see Saberwolf, an oppressive rushdown character, already getting in and taking the first life bar. Once Saberwolf gets on you, it is so hard to escape. And you can see this is the exact situation we run into here. Saberwolf is back in again, gets the big lockout, and is just going to deal more ridiculous damage. But is Saberwolf going to be able to kill? Not quite. You can. This is just one pixel. Versus, you know, you got this much on the first life bar, and then you got a whole other life bar to get through. So how is Sleep possibly gonna bring this back? And you can see what Conrad does on Wake Up here. This is called Sacrifice. This is like an explosion attack that Conrad can do. It's an invincible reversal, but it does take a little bit of HP. You can see Conrad goes from this much HP to this much. Like, you can see it does go down. So yeah, now Conrad is on like literally no HP, can't take any damage, and can't even use the move again because he'll die. So yeah, that's a little bit nightmarish. Manages to get the Wake Up here, gets a little bit of a combo there, but you'll see this is where My God realizes something. My God goes, wait a minute, there's 50 seconds on the clock, I got this much HP. And watch how much chip damage he takes from these long-range projectiles. It's basically nothing. You could easily block 50 seconds worth of projectiles and not die. This is doing absolutely no damage. So that's exactly what My God is gonna do. I'm just gonna hold down back. You're not gonna be able to hit me from full screen. So I'll just hold down back for 50 seconds and win. Easy. Easy, right, guys? Well, of course, Sleep catches on and goes, okay, I'm not gonna win if I stay full screen. I gotta try to go in. So starts closing the gap here. My God takes a slight hit from the Locust, but again, not much damage. Sleep needs to close this gap and get things going. So gets the jump in. Gets in, sets up all the Locusts. Again, like, not that much damage. These stray projectiles don't do anything, but here we have a command throw. Command throw breaking through the block. We're trying to set up some shenanigans, and then, did you guys see that? Has him in the corner. My God double dashes, but Sleep double back dashes. And you can see, if this had landed, this would have chipped out. Would have chipped out, no damage, but the double back dash baits it out, gets the punish. Let's see it. There's the combo. Not a ton of damage, but able to set up Locusts, and then the more Locusts, and then gets the kill. What just happened? The crowd's losing their minds. The double backdash is so giga-brained. I mean, the double backdash is just so good. And then just doing everything right here. One small mistake from My God trying to press buttons on Wake Up with the Locust on top, and it's Jover, bros. That, literally a pixel. Like, 1 HP. Manages to bring it back without blocking a single special move or anything. Pretty incredible stuff. All right, I said I wasn't going to talk about Evo moment at 37, but let's talk about this other Evo moment. What do we call this? Evo pro tip number 7? I don't know. The never give up moment here from Justin Wong. So the thing about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is if you're down to your last character, you're in big trouble. You've lost the ability to call assists, which is like the most important mechanic in the game. You've lost the ability to switch between your characters and let your life come back. You can't do like one character's super into the next character's super because you only got one character. So Justin Wong is down to just Cyclops, who, don't get me wrong, Cyclops is a good character, but this is Magneto, Storm, Psylocke, one of the probably top 3 teams in the game, versus just Cyclops. But Cyclops, he's got 4 meters. Sorry, I'm blocking it with my face. 4 meters and a prayer. Okay, so here's going to be the game plan. Justin Wong is going to be whiffing that jumping heavy kick. Oh my God, already getting rushed down. But the Dragon Punch into super. This is a pretty good strategy here for Cyclops because this Dragon Punch is invincible. So that's pretty good. It combos into the super, and the super is going to keep it mostly safe if it gets blocked. So normally a Dragon Punch is like a really overpowered move, but it's punishable on block. But Cyclops has the super afterwards, so that's pretty good. So lands 1 Dragon Punch into super, lands 2 Dragon Punches into super, but the angle was too awkward. You see, Cyclops has to manually aim this beam, and you can see it's a problematic angle. Storm misses a bunch of hits, so Storm's still alive. Manages to block the Psylocke assist, block the Storm super, but here comes the double DHC, but utilizes another super to stay above the super, and there's another Dragon Punch into super. But Cyclops is out of meter now. Cyclops has 0 meters, goose egg. So it's gonna be a little bit harder now. No more Dragon Punch into super. Instead, what is this? Nobody even knows that this move exists. This is charge back, forward plus punch. And it's like this elbow into like series attack, but he just cancels the first hit into the super. No one even knows this move exists. But there, he lands it into super. I'm gonna stop pausing now, I promise. The Storm comes in. Cyclops, he's whiffing that jumping heavy kick to build meter. Whiffing attacks does build meter in this game. Yeah, we're whiffing. We're trying to build that meter and just got it, but didn't have super. Just does straight up Dragon Punch, all the hits, manages to kill Storm. That was the ultimate risk right there. If Storm had blocked that Dragon Punch, it would have been over. And now we're trading jumping heavy kick with crouching heavy punch. The super safe there, but gets launched by Psylocke, but he lives on such a low amount of HP. This is the anchor battle right here. Cyclops versus Psylocke. Gets the jump into the hurricane kick, into the super, and Justin gets the kill. Let's hear the commentator pop off real quick. To me, this is almost as legendary as the gameplay.
Justin won! Oh my god!
It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, I mean, one Cyclops against near full life entire team. Pretty crazy stuff. Yet another reason why Justin is the GOAT. Shout outs to Justin. All right, next up, this is a pretty well-known one. You guys have probably seen this before. This is from SoCal Regionals. What year was this? 2014? And this is gonna be Team NorCal versus Team SoCal. So this is a 5v5 tournament. And what's really amazing about this is that Snake Eyes, one of the players on Team SoCal, Snake Eyes made a certain prediction.
Put me first. If it's that, if they run the exhibition where, you know, winner stays on, I'll just win the whole thing.
Snake Eyes says if they just put me first and winner stays on, I'll win the whole thing. A pretty bold prediction. But that's not what's happening here. So you might think, you know, player 1 fights player 1 and then they win. So then player 1 fights player 2 and then they win. And then they fight 3 and 4 and 5, right? You might think that this is how it works, but no, that is not the format of 5v5 that they're doing. What they're doing instead is, you know, player 1 fights player 1, and let's say they win, and player 2 fights player 2, and let's say, you know, this guy wins, and then player 3 fights player 3, player 4 fights player 4, player 5 fights player 5, right? So we've eliminated some players from each team. And so then what happens is each team sends someone in from the remaining players. So they might go, okay, now we'll do this matchup. And then they win. And then we'll do this matchup. And then they win. And then team 1 still has players who aren't eliminated. Team 2, everyone's been eliminated. So team 1 wins. Do you guys understand? So what ends up happening in this case, team 2, which is Team NorCal, they go on a bit of a heater. So Ricky Ortiz gets the dub against Filipino Man. El Cubano Loco, the Vega player, ends up getting the dub against Chris Tatarian. And by the way, this is a pretty epic comeback in itself. You know, gets the clutch ultra, getting low on life here. Ooh, how you gonna close it out? The jump in. So yeah, El Cubano Loco wins that one. Huda Man, the Honda player, gets the dub over Mark Teddy. PR Balrog, for some reason on the left side, but PR Balrog from Team 2, from Team NorCal here, gets the dub over Kino in the Balrog mirror. So that's 4 matches down. And so far, every match has been won by Team NorCal. But this guy right here, this is Snake Eyes. The final remaining player on Team SoCal is going to have to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches straight. Just like he predicted at the beginning. So first up, LPN playing Cammy. And the thing about this matchup, it's pretty decent for Zangief. I think something that we'll see throughout this series here is that Zangief, his big downside is he has some very bad matchups. He has some very polarizing matchups. Characters like Akuma, Dalsim, Seth, these characters that can keep him full screen or just defensively turtle him out are very difficult for Zangief to beat. But a lot of the matchups that we're going to see throughout this are not that bad. So first match here against Cammy, things get a little bit dicey, but look at the call out. Air Ultra catches her out of jump startup. So Snake Eyes takes out LPN with the Cammy. So there's one down. Next up, PR Balrog, one of the strongest players on Team NorCal. But again, this is a pretty decent matchup for Zangief. It can really go either way because Balrog is a melee focused character. It's going to be hard to keep Zangief far away, so the throws are going to be a major risk. And then this is another incredibly clutch ender here from Snake Eyes. If you watch what happens here, ooh, down jab into EX green hand. So this is a buffer, meaning that if the down jab misses, nothing comes out. You know, you hide the EX green hand behind the down jab input. But if the down jab connects, EX green hand comes out automatically. So that's how Snake Eyes takes out PR Balrog. Everyone's hype. Next up, Ricky Ortiz. Again, Rufus matchup, pretty decent for Zangief. Rufus, a rushdown oriented character, wants to get in, close the gap, but that's exactly what Zangief wants. So many spinning pile drivers are landed. And Ricky Ortiz, one of the greatest American Street Fighter players of all time, goes down to Snake Eyes here with the down jab into Ultra. People can't believe it. Next up, fourth player here, El Cubano Loco with the Vega. We saw El Cubano Loco made a very difficult comeback earlier. But again, guys, let me just reiterate. This has been 4 in a row of like even to slight Geef advantage matchups. This is another matchup. It's pretty even for Geef. This is not a bad matchup at all. You know, Vega has long range normals, so can kind of keep Zangief away, but Vega's wake up is very weak. So if Zangief can get in just once, it can be fairly straightforward for him to close it out. Which, yeah, that's what happens. We got the spinning pile driver, green hand to close the gap, pressuring with the normals, gets a big jump into an EX spinning pile driver, huge damage, and you get a good mix up here. Gets the long range into the down short into EX green hand. Back into neutral here, tries the reversal SPD, but it doesn't work, but the claw is on the ground. So Vega has drastically reduced range without that claw. Gets the long range jump in, no punish, and then the jump fierce. So guys, let me just reiterate here. That's 4 players down on Team B here, on Team NorCal. So we're down to the final matchup. We're down to the final matchup, and very smartly, I think, Team NorCal has saved the hardest matchup for Zangief for last. So Honda gives Zangief a very hard time because Honda can turtle up. He can just hold down back, and headbutt is really hard for Zangief to deal with. He's also got really amazing jumping normals, like you can see the neutral jump. He can jump straight up and stick out the stop sign and stop Zangief from getting in. But look at that standing roundhouse from Snake Eyes to stop the neutral jump roundhouse. Really impressive stuff. You can see the headbutt is such a strong defensive tool, though, that it's going to be really hard for Zangief to get in. And you can see the miss there on the EX. Green hand doesn't get the combo off the jab, and Honda landing some command grabs of his own here. Already, this is looking like the biggest challenge that Snake Eyes has faced so far, but it's definitely not over till it's over. Ooh, yeah, the 100-hand slap. Also very safe, very hard for Zangief to punish. You can see it spaces out so much. Does a lot of chip damage, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got a ultra. A fully charged ultra, massive damage, and you get a little mix up here, but jumps out of the SPD, but doesn't get the punish. Oh my gosh. And then the EX headbutt still safe. Back in this game, EX headbutt was safe. Very degenerate move. The jump back roundhouse, really good early jump back roundhouse there from Huda Man. So yeah, you can see this is already looking like a challenge for Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes gets a big jump in here. almost, and then clutches it out with an EX green hand in round 2. Round 3, Snake Eyes gets a huge lead right off the bat and is able to close things out in conventional fashion with a EX green hand. But Huda Man is not going down without a fight here, just chipping away, utilizing forward roundhouse, another long range button that is very hard for Zangief to contest. Zangief with a lot of EX meter, but if you can't get in, what does it matter? And the jumps are just getting anti-aired by a headbutt. So hard for this character to deal with. Ooh, we're trading normals. The long range stand fierce. The footsies. You can see whiffing standing light kick to try to make it look like a headbutt. 100 hand slap. Ridiculously safe. Dash up super, but Huda Man was ready and just jumps out. But this time walk up ultra. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. And we get the safe jump set up into the SPD. What is Snake Eyes doing? Okay, but let's not get too excited here. We got 100 hand slap into super massive damage. There's the neutral jump, stop sign, jump fierce, and then the standing light kick to stop the approach. So it's 1-1, guys. This is the last game of the last matchup of this 5v5 exhibition. Oh my God. And not only is it last game of the last match, but guys, we're even gonna go to the last round. You can see time getting so low. Zangief has to do something. And here's the thing about this game. When you do a super or an ultra, the timer keeps going. So even if Zangief landed ultra there, a Honda still would have won because the damage wouldn't have gone through before time runs out. So this is it for all the marbles. The lastest game of the lastest round of the... Guys, down short into EX green hand, just rushing down mercilessly. EX headbutt says, get off me. But trading with the lariat, and Zangief gets a good setup off of this. So scary. Jumps out in the corner into EX headbutt to create some space. There's that standing chop. But the down medium kick into the light SPD just barely reaches. And there's the hit confirm into EX green hand. Blocks the 100 hand slap. Zangief running away now. Says, you got to take some risks to get close to me. But Honda's about to have full super. Full super is so dangerous here. It gets 100 hands into 100 hands into super. Massive damage combo. It's so even, but he just gets hit by wake up SPD. Why? Look, people are losing their minds. Snake Eyes did the impossible. Won 5 in a row. 5 in a row against some of the best players in NorCal. What a ridiculous comeback. And the best part was, Snake Eyes called it. Said, I'll just beat all 5 of them. And that's exactly what happened. I want to know what this was, though. What was this? This was either he was trying to throw him on wake up, or he was going to do a late jump to bait the SPD, and he just did it a little bit too late. I don't really understand what this was. Because the thing is, SPD is throw invincible in this game. So if Honda went for throw there, SPD would have won. I don't know what the plan was there, but it didn't work out. Snake Eyes with wake up SPD. I mean, man, what a match. What a match. And that's not even the last one. All right, the real last one here. Some of you may have seen this coming. This is Leffen versus Goichi. So what I think is really amazing about this, Goichi is known to be one of the greatest anime fighting game players, one of the greatest fighting game players in general of all time. Many Evo top 8 finishes throughout multiple games, and one of the greatest to ever do it in terms of Dragon Ball as well. But Leffen is a Smash player. Listen, nothing against Smash players, but how is a Smash player gonna give the business to an anime fighting game player in an anime fighting game? You know, it's pretty amazing stuff, but Leffen was really good in this game. Leffen was really good in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and to give Leffen credit, I feel like he's just the type of player where he can pick up any game and be good. I think we've all seen that firsthand. Even games like Tekken and now like Guilty Gear Strive. Leffen won Evo for Guilty Gear Strive, so a really amazing player. And yeah, Leffen already up a character right off the bat. Both players are down a spark. They don't have sparking left, but yeah, Leffen does have the character advantage. Taking this level 3. Switches in, gets hit by the super dash. Not the end of the world. Just snaps back in here into the throw. Wait a minute. Throw is cheap. Throw is hard to react to, man, in this game. And look at this. The assist getting hit as well, but gets the super dash. The wonky super dash. Known to happen in this game. Cell goes for command grab, but Goichi. The thing about Goichi, like the reactions are just so incredible. Goichi does not get opened up by stuff very easily at all. Goichi will just block forever, which I think is really incredible. So Leffen has the offensive advantage here. Uses the assist to go for the empty low. And yeah, that is a nigh unseeable mix. So yeah, that's going to be tough. Cell lands the level 3 here. Gonna get the hard knockdown. What's the mix gonna be? Oh, not quite a safe jump against the DP. So Goichi still scrapping here. Gets the wake up DP into level 1, which misses for some reason. A tactical error. So Cell's gonna get some big damage off. Yeah, uses Vegeta assist to lock Bardock down. More damage here. Gonna go for the loop into the knockdown again. And baits the super dash. That is so sick, bro. That is actually so ridiculous. And now gets the throw. More lockdown. More mix. Opened up overhead. And now Goichi is down to last character. I mean, we saw this already with Justin Wong with Cyclops. One character with a lot of meter versus 3 whole characters. I mean, you know, they're getting a little low, but still, this is 3 characters you got to get through. And again, that was the late throw. You know, you don't expect the throw because you're already reacting to the hit of the overhead. So you don't expect the throw. No hit confirmed from Goichi off the overhead. And just gets blasted by full screen EX kick. Wait a minute. Goichi is on such low HP. Not much at all to work with. But the thing about this game has like the longest timer of any game I've ever seen. And that was such an incredible reaction there. The level 3 to beat the super dash. So you're going to get this hard knockdown, which is going to allow you to apply some pressure. Leffen very low on meter. Yeah, you can see there is the wake up dragon punch to work around. So Goichi did kind of a janky setup to avoid being put in a bad situation with regards to dragon punch. And ooh, backdash into lariat. Leffen really scared of throw there, just gets clipped by the lariat. And now it's down to anchor battle already. Leffen is going in, jumps out of the command throw. Techs the regular throw. The defense not getting opened up by these staggers. Any one of these stagger normals could be a throw that you have to react to instead. Vanish just to get out of the situation. We're back to neutral now. We're floating around and gets the super dash, but not going to be able to kill here. No level 3 or anything. No assists alive. So we're just going to take the knockdown. Go for the pressure. The double overhead blocked. More staggers. Blocks the vanish, but still manages to block afterwards. Not that minus. Oh, everything is so staggered. Blocks the close range super dash. Blocks the cross up. Blocks the overhead. Techs the grab. Goichi will not be opened up by anything. Goichi is just blocking. Bro, and just back to neutral. Still having to block these super dashes. Oh, another super dash goes blocked, avoiding the projectiles because Android projectile does beat super dash. Oh, clashing with the super dash. Double overhead block. Blocking the stagger normals again. Vanish into vanish. Now you have the corner positioning. This is huge. Just wants to lock down into the corner. Uses vanish to keep the momentum. And gets the hit. And look at this Goichi pop-off. That's what I'm talking about. Goichi usually so reserved. Yeah, just hulks out. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what we like to see. It was the plus frames after the vanish. I think what happens is, like, there's 2 possibilities. Either Leffen thought that this wouldn't be plus enough because his feet are like far enough off the ground, or Leffen expected throw here, which I also think is reasonable. Plus frames vanish into throw. I think it's entirely reasonable to try to take your turn back there and press while minus, but Goichi just does auto combo. Man, ridiculous. And by the way, this is another one that I think is made better by the commentary, so I'm going to play you just a little bit of it. And what's ironic is, of course, Yipes is going to be on commentary here, along with Hell Pockets. And Yipes is obviously the one who lost to that Justin Cyclops comeback earlier, so it all comes full circle.
Do not get hit. Do not test her. That jump M. Oh, he held up in time.
This moment.
Oh playing out of his mind right now. Stay solid. This man is in another plane of existence. Galaxy brain, interdimensional brain.
Oh my God. The defense is just so unreal. It's so unreal. I mean, whether you play this game or not, there's just something about this. The solid defense of Goichi is so good. It's so good. So that's why I'm giving it the #1 slot, guys. In my opinion, this is probably the greatest fighting game comeback that at least I've seen. But let me know what you think. I know there are about a million other examples that definitely merited a place on the list. So let me know down in the comments what ones you think I should cover in a future video. Any big comebacks out there that come to mind? I would love to hear about it. So post that down in the comments. And with that, we're going to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.